I know my. No one started the stream. Okay. Someone tell me how the audio sounds? Should be fine. I haven't changed it since the other day, so just want to make sure no crazy anomalies. Foob? What is foob? Oh, fine. Okay. I think I prefer foob. Or foob-A. Looks fancier. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Wow, you're so mean. Started a few minutes early just to make sure everything's working fine and to let people get in here before I actually start. What's up, guys? I'm gonna put some music on because I like music. Looking forward to seeing this one, as you should be. I think I actually have everything that I need within arm's reach for once, so I shouldn't have to get up a bunch of times. You ordered some Tealios. Okay, okay. Kitty clack. Tealios. Those are prototypes? No, these should actually be the production line Tealios. Or Tealios, I mean. These should be what everyone else actually receives. I don't think there's any revising that's going to be done before he gets to round 7. These are not from the last time yielded linears. That was like 2 years ago. These are actually a different design. I hope I have enough of these. I actually don't remember how many he sent me. How do these compare with the ones that Zeal ran before? I actually don't know. I never used those. I'm assuming these are going to be more stable, because throughout the rounds he's made them less wobbly. So I'd expect that. I don't really know what else to be expecting out of them. They seem pretty smooth, so. I'll start in just a couple minutes, probably around 9, since that's what I told people. Yeah, the box switch is just such a good design. I think this is kind of a rough time to release linears when you're competing with the box switches. Is the music too loud? Nobody has commented on that yet. Okay. Music is fine. Turn it up a little. Alright. Alright, it's up a little bit. Someone's calling me, but I'm not going to answer it. I'm a rebel. Where's the beers? I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe it's too early to drink. All you daywalkers, this is like prime drinking time for you, but it's still morning for me. I don't know, I'll think about it. Because I do like beer. Daywalkers are filthy. Ginger beer, huh? Okay. Alright, I guess I'll actually start working on some parts. I'll angle my camera down real quick. Sorry for the vertigo. It's probably good enough. Alright, I got parts. Parts and parts and parts and parts and parts and parts and parts. And parts. Parts. So I guess I will be starting with the PCB stabilizers and stuff. That's usually what I do. Can't wait to show you guys the plate and the weight though, because they really are pretty darn fantastic. They is so shiny. Alright, stabilizers. Mounting hardware, I think. Yes. Important. PCB. Also important. I got a note from J-Chan too. Says I'm needy. He's right. How excited am I for this build? Pretty excited. I'm a little bummed because it was supposed to be a dual stream with Huey, but Huey has prior engagements tonight for the next couple hours, and I didn't really want to wait until midnight to start streaming, so I am not going to. But, you know, on the same side, I could have done this a lot earlier if we were going to be doing it separately, so I should have done this a long time ago. Bums me out a little bit, but that's how it is. So it looks like I got genuine GMK stabs. These are the screw-in ones. So I will be clipping and lubing these like I usually do, if you've ever watched a stream of mine. Thank you. Thank you for what? I guess you're welcome. You're also welcome, I guess. You guys are silly. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm never part of the meme. Maybe I am the meme. I am the meme. Clippy, clippy. You know, I guess technically I am a meme now, right? Is that how that works? I'm not sure how that works. But I've been a meme. A rather popular one even. I feel so special. This playlist though, you like this? I'll just link it. That way you can check it out as you see fit. It's the same one I was listening to on my last stream, but there are tons of songs on it, so I just started like a little bit further on than I normally do. So that way we won't hear the exact same songs as the last stream. You are welcome. Thank you. So, if you're a little confused, like the title says, I will be building the M65-A. That's the AKA codename Rama Bay between J-Chan of Keyclack and Rama Works. And it's freaking awesome. Hopefully. The prototype I had was, at least. So I'm assuming this one will be just as good. Huey and I were supposed to be doing a dual build stream, but he's playing Dungeons and Dragons instead, like a cool kid. So instead, I will be doing mine, and then he will be doing his later. So, if you still want content after this stream, I want to send you right over to his stream, since he should be starting probably not too long after I'm ending. How many M65-As have I built? This will be the second, because I built the prototype one. Need some lube. D&D nerd. Yeah. Oh well, that happens. We had to wait a long time for a lot of his parts to come in, so we've basically been waiting for this forever. Basically forever. Use my wrist dress as like a little table for the stabs I've already lubed. I don't know if I need all these or not. So I need backspace, enter, right, left shift, and spacebar. So I only need 4 of these, right? Backspace, enter, left shift, space. Okay, so I actually have too much here, which is awesome because that saves time. I'm going to be doing a normal backspace on this build because I think it looks a little bit better on this particular keyboard. What lube am I using? Yes, this is super lube. It's cheap. but it's also effective. Alright, so only 4 sets of stabs to lube instead of 5 like the other day. Yep, those indeed work great. Remember, if you guys have any questions, don't be hesitant to ask. I tend to find myself forgetting I'm even streaming when I'm building and listening to music at the same time. So I gotta keep reminding myself to look at chat. Everyone has to remember to make fun of Huey later, though. I'll be hanging out in his build stream, I'm sure. I just really didn't want to wait until midnight to do a dual build stream. I feel like that's kind of unfair to a lot of the US viewers, at least. What am I doing? I am lubing the stabilizers. By lubing stabilizers, you get a smoother stabilized experience, of course. And probably more importantly, they're a lot quieter. So like if you've ever gotten a keyboard that has cherry style stabilizers on it from a factory, like I don't know, like any OEM board that has them, I guess, and they rattle, this is one of the things that corrects that rattle. Also makes it a bit smoother, of course, but I'm a big fan of not hearing my stabilizers. So I think it kind of detracts from the experience a little bit. Stabilized keys should feel the same as any other key, in my opinion. Your N Pro is atrocious. Yeah, I've typed in one of those before, and I totally agree. When you use, not even, it's like they're stock stabilizers, but they're also the Chinese clones, and some of the Chinese clones are okay. Some are a lot worse. So I try to just go genuine cherry when I can. These are GMK, but I think they use the exact same mold as cherry, so. Who cares about US viewers? I don't know, man. That's a good question. I should just cater strictly to the European Asian communities. What do you have your caps lock key mapped to usually? Control. Almost always control. So even though it says caps lock on that keyboard that you see right now, it's actually control. I just think aesthetically it looks better as caps lock. Especially if, for instance, you have not an HHKB layout, so like this would be control. So if you have a control key right here and right here, I think it looks kind of goofy. So I just like to leave it as caps lock even though it doesn't actually perform the caps lock function. You need to lube your stabs again. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta. That's why I go kind of crazy on it before I put them in. Stabilizers can handle quite a bit of lube, so you don't really need to be too delicate about it. I'm pretty barbaric, as you can see. You don't mind control plus stepped caps lock? That's the dilemma you're having right now. No, I guess I don't mind it. I mean, I don't need to have my keys labeled correctly to know what they are. I just know what they are, because that's how I programmed it. Your Vortex core had factory lubed stabilizers? That's actually kind of intense. I didn't know that was the thing. Like, I know if you get like a Topper board, those come lubed. They're particular stabilizers. I've never seen a Cherry style stabilizer factory lubed before though. It's very interesting. I use control fairly often. I control paste, like copy pasta, pretty darn often. Talking about stepped caps versus non-stepped caps? Oh, I pretty much always use stepped caps. I think especially if you're using like Cherry profile sets, it just looks better. I mean, if like for me, functionally it doesn't really change much, if anything, but it's just a preference. Sometimes I do normal control. It kind of just depends on my mood. I tend to veer more on the course of variety than anything else. So like even if it's not my absolute preference, I still just change things around just to be different. Same exact reason why I don't use the same exact switch at every single build, because I like variety. $25 viewers right now. It's not too bad for this time of night. Thank you guys very much for joining me for an awesome build. Should be awesome at least. Trying to make sure I get what I'm doing here on camera, because oftentimes I just kind of forget. And sometimes people actually like to see what I'm doing. So. Alright, one down. Several more to go. How are all of your days going? Anything exciting happen in the keyboard community at all? That X60 is sexy. It really is, dude. It is freaking awesome. I'm really glad I didn't sell my spot because I was contemplating it for a long time. I even told Zondet at one point that I wanted to sell it, and then like a little bit later I was like, wait, no, I want it. Silver Fiel with 909 is a little better. Yeah, I probably agree with that. The Fiel I do like the Fiel a little bit better than the X60, and I do like 9009 more than Honeywell. So, yeah, I will agree. My Fiel is probably still my favorite keyboard right now. X60 is probably my second. They're both great boards, both great key sets, can't really complain. Will I be joining the E6V2 group buy? Yes, I did. What config? So I went with like a black and red theme, because most of my keyboards are kind of light colored, so I figured I'd try something a bit different. I did a black top, a black bottom, a red middle and red nameplate, and red switch plate, and I went with a brass weight. So I was trying to keep it as cheap as I could, so I didn't opt for all of the brass or white micro arc options, because then it would have been like over $500, and I just can't. Just literally cannot right now. Brass weight, yeah. See, the thing is, for whatever reason in that group buy, they have either a brass weight or an aluminum weight. And the brass weight's $25 more, which is pretty reasonable. I think most people are going to take that. But if you have an aluminum housing and you get an aluminum weight, I think you're kind of silly. Because what's the point of having a weight if it's not going to actually add weight to the case? Yeah, that space of the aluminum housing could have easily just not been cut out to have an aluminum weight. Know what I'm saying? You just saw the entrance post? Yeah. His, obviously his Fiel collection is quite impressive. Gotta respect it. What is the engine post? Just a Fiel with, like a silver Fiel with hyperfuse on it. It's very, very classic, very elegant. Just how I like it. Has a brass plate. One more to go. Black and red, black, still gonna be fire. Yeah, it's kind of my hope. I haven't really owned many dark colored customs. I tend to go for like the silver gray options almost always, just because I feel like they're a bit more suited to rolling with a wider range of key sets. But I figured I'd go dark this time, going Sith. Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, you know the drill. Alright, all of my stabilizers are lubed. I'm gonna go briefly wash my hands. Not briefly, quickly. Always get lube on my hands, even when I'm trying not to. You want to get a purple Fiel and pair it with DSA Borealis. I haven't actually seen a Fiel with DSA yet. I'm not sure how to open this. I think it's actually sealed. Oh wait, never mind. I'm just being silly. Very cool. He actually has JC65 branding on this. It's kind of cool. Both sides. I dig it. Alright, time to install these stabilizers. They are screw-in, so I will need something to screw them in with, obviously. You almost slept through this? Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm here. Alright, yeah, the picture's kind of funny. It's a 7U, right? Am I going to Band-Aid mod? I'm actually not. I don't usually do that. I have done it a couple times in the past, and I found that it didn't really make that much of a difference for the extra effort. But I totally understand why people would want to do it. If I was a little less lazy, I probably would. Do I check my PCBs before I solder? I usually plug them in. I don't go through and test every key. Let's go ahead and plug this one in right now for the hell of it and see what happens. Alright, well I see RGB lighting. That's usually a good start. Sounds like Windows recognized it, so that's usually a good start. Are there any things you dislike about the Are there any things you dislike about the Fiel from your experience, if any? That's a good question. There are like very small issues with the Fiel, but they don't bother me because they're so minor. I have like a couple anodization issues on the inside, just like some wavy texture basically. It doesn't really bother me though, because I never see it, and it's really not that bad. So that doesn't really bother me. Some of my, like one or two of the screw holes don't line up for me either. At least for the PCB that I was using in mine, which was a B-Fake. I think some PCBs are probably totally fine and some are not. That's kind of just how it goes. So I can't really fault them for that. Oh crap. Yeah, but no, the Fiel is great. I can't think of any reason I don't like the Fiel. You built your M65 this morning. You don't think J&J released the QMK layout yet? Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm a scrub. I'm using the PS2 AVRGB version because A, I wanted to save money, and B, I'm lazy and I like being able to just point and click when I want to program a key. So backspace and enter. Animation isn't perfect, but it's still very acceptable for someone like me. Did I get the alley bottom? No, I actually have the nylon bottom. Again, I was trying to save a few bucks, and I don't really care about a little bit of extra weight. I like the prototype that I built had the nylon bottom, and I thought it was pretty neat. I like the fact that the underglow isn't overwhelming. Like, it doesn't project onto your desk, it just glows throughout the nylon base, which I thought was a pretty subtle and nice effect. I preferred that over other keyboards that just project as much light onto your desk as possible, which is also cool, but it's just, you know, not totally necessary. Steel 60 PCB is good in Fiala? Yeah, I believe it. Oh, I didn't realize the purples were actually different. That's kind of a bummer. Sorry, I'm trying to get this on stream still. The underglow goes well with the Tealios housings, right? That's a good question. Probably. I guess we'll find out. Since I will be using Tealios housings. Alright, got my stabilizers in. Where did my plate go? You guys are going to be shocked at how absolutely shiny this plate is. And the weight is the same way too, if not even more so. Hopefully I can catch this right on the lighting. This thing is so incredibly glossy. Yeah, the coating is really cool. It's one of those things you have to kind of see in person to really get the full benefit from. Great to be able to go to a place where you can compare two $500 plus keyboards, one next to the other. Yeah. You so regret not buying the brass plate? Yeah, I don't blame you. Alright. Switches, that's what I need. Trying to rearrange stuff, and I'll have to start soldering in a second. Oh wait, Tealios they are PCB mount, okay. I wonder if I'll have to clip these. Zeal sent me a little bit of his special blend thick lube with a little applicator even. I will be lubing these eventually, but I want to use them a little bit stock for a little bit. If you're familiar with my keyboard ideology, then that's not too surprising to you. I like trying things stock for a little while first. Alright, let's see if these actually fit in the PCB. I'm gonna test my stabilizers first, actually. Sorry. That's what I usually try to do. Looks like it's kind of a tight fit, but maybe too tight of a fit. Yeah, I'm gonna clip these. That's gonna take way too long to put in if I try to do that naturally. So I'm gonna clip most of these. I'll save a couple for the places in the plate that are a bit looser. So I apologize for this extra step. Hopefully it won't take too long. What lube do I use for the switches? Depends on the switches. For these, I'm going to be using the lube that Zeal sent me, which is the thick blend that he stocks in his store. It's a little bit different from the other blends. It's a little bit less oily. Typically, I prefer the thinner blends, or thinner lube in general, on linears, but in honor of Zeal being kind enough to send me these review samples, I'm going to do it his way. When will we get to the point where one can ditch the universal plate? It causes so many compromises and problems. As long as there are different layouts that people want to use, I don't think we're ever going to ditch the universal plate. Maybe that's just my opinion. I don't think anyone's just going to ever start using the exact same layout and nobody differs. That's just not going to happen. I mean, I don't think anyone likes universal plates. They're just, I don't know. If you can find a non-universal plate in your preferred layout, then more power to you, but the layouts that I tend to like don't really have that kind of compatibility if it's not a universal plate, unless I get one custom cut myself, but that's usually extra money, and you know, I tend to build a lot of keyboards, so of different sizes, so like I don't want to just custom cut a bunch of them. And also most kits will come with a plate, so it's like, yeah. Do you even know where the legs are flying after you clip them? Won't somebody think of the children? No, man. I'll probably vacuum them up later or something. I'm a rebel, you guys don't understand. I try to angle them downwards so they all go like in one spot. But obviously they fly around because that's just how it works. Unlubed switches initially, right? Or are you lubing them now? Unlubed initially. This is a brand new switch, effectively, so I want to be able to use it stock and have that frame of reference in my mind so I can actually compare and give proper and accurate advice when people ask me how they are. Then I'll be lubing them probably a week later or so. I do tend to like my linears lubed, even though there are a lot of good stock linears on the market these days, especially with Kale coming out strong. Those box linears are awesome, as are the Kale Pro Burgundies. Those are also pretty good. Are you not using your usual mic? It sounds like the audio is peaking a lot. Sound quality isn't as good as it usually is. Really? Okay. I don't know. I am using the same mic. Maybe I have it too close to me. I'll move it a little bit farther away. I do have an air conditioner on in the background, so that's hindering the audio a little bit, obviously, but it's quite warm outside, so I don't want to turn that off. Hopefully it's bearable enough. I apologize if it's not. How smooth are they unlubed? Pretty darn smooth, honestly. They're smoother than something like a Gateron linear. And they're also more stable. And they have fancy gold 67-gram springs. What more could you ask for? I wondered a while back the feasibility of having inserts for universal plates, so where you can put the inserts into the plate and it basically becomes a one-layout plate. Huh. Seems like a lot of effort, honestly. Super fancy. We all know gold makes everything better, so gold springs and leaves and stuff. Bam. Easy peasy. Wow, 34 viewers. Getting popular here, boys. Thanks to all you people that just showed up. To watch one of the greatest keyboards ever being built. People are going to believe I actually think like that? I mean, I think the gold looks cooler. Usually. You don't really think the gold spring makes any difference other than maybe corrosion protection and an indication of quality, right? Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, yeah. The gold doesn't make the spring, like, feel better, theoretically. It's more of just an EP kind of thing. But, you know, like, some gold-plated springs can be better than non-gold-plated springs, not because they're gold, just because they're different and or better springs. Gonna have to start charging at the door. What? Alright. I'm gonna leave. I want one PCB mounted switch for each one of my stabilized keys, so 4. Then also my pipe key, and I'll keep 2 just in case for now. Because if you use PCB mount switches on those spots, they won't be crooked. Pro tip. Alright, let's get back to the Quakemz, guys. Oh yeah, testing stabilizers first. That's why I was doing that. Scribbles furiously. That is a great pro tip, honestly. Clearly I'm a genius, right? Right? You hear a cat? Yeah. Alright. Let's find a key set to test with. I'm almost positive I'm going to put GMK-Cyan on this when it's done. Almost positive. So, I'll just use these keys for now. Need a left shift. That's what that is, right? Left shift. Less avenue space bar. So many keys. That's an accent backspace, but that'll do. Now I just have to clean all this up. Yes, you guys better be taking notes. A lot of keys in this set. Actually, you know what really bothers me about GMK-Cyan round 2? It doesn't have the 1U Windows keys. Instead, they're 1U code keys. But I'm pretty sure in the first run of it, it had 1U Windows keys that actually looked pretty good. And the code keys look kind of crappy, to be totally honest, because for whatever reason, they decided to make the font bigger. So it looks like really goofy. Alright, I need to take an ear off and listen to this real quick. Testing for consistency. Alright, sounds pretty good. No plate? Yeah, Zeal, I'm gonna do my M65 with no plate. So why not, right? Just means you're a badass. No, I'm just not going to use. I'm not going to use a plate, man. Actually, that's not even possible. Actually, because it's a top mount build, you have to use a plate because you can't screw the PCB in anything else but the plate. No plate and no switches where the real game is at? Oh, you know it. That's the only way to get it done. Tealios. Wow. Nice. Yes, these are Tealios, not box pale blues. It says so in the title, yeah. See me in the reflection? Uh-oh, I bent a pin. Or at least this one was bent. Recycled cardboard case. I have seen cardboard keyboard builds. It's pretty intense, actually. Alright, just making sure I get all these stabilized keys in first, because these are my PCB mounted ones. My cool disclaimer. I'm going to solder in these keys once I make sure they're totally in properly. Right. I'm going to heat up my soldering iron here real quick. Shout out to Zeal for sending me these Tealios and some lube, because lube makes me happy at night, and it should make you happy too. Still got the AOU, yep, that's what I'll be using. So if you've ever seen one of my build streams before, you know I have a fume extractor on this that does make a little bit of noise. Most people tend to not be bothered by it, so I'm sorry if you are. I'm going to put a switch in this corner too. Yeah, Crydox is very expensive in general. Does M65 have acrylic for underglow? So the PCB has SMU. Yeah, so it's actually a nylon bottom. I'll show you that here pretty soon. Alright, so I'm gonna solder these switches in. Sorry if that noise is a little bit too loud. Looks like one of the pins is bent on the space bar, so let's replace that one real quick. Fix it up. Five-minute desolder challenge tonight. I don't know, maybe Zeal doesn't think I can desolder 60% in 5 minutes. Boy, will he be surprised. I know I could totally do it, but you're not supposed to tell Zeal that. He's supposed to think I can't. Non-split backspace. Yes, sir. Normal backspace on this one because variety. Pretty much all my other boards have split backspace right now, so felt like doing a little bit different. Alright. Just make sure these are all good. Alright. Let's put some more switches in. There you go. Thanks, John. So I'm checking for bent pins before I put each switch in. That's another good habit to get into. So that way you don't have to take out switches like I had to do on that spacebar. Man, I really like this plate though. I mean, it's kind of a fingerprint magnet, but totally worth it. Ever worry about gaps between a PCB and switch? I don't really understand what you were trying to say. I don't think so. I mean, I think mine are pretty much flush with the PCB. I checked before I soldered. I checked to make sure they're all the way in. Because there shouldn't really be much gap there at all. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that issue. You have 3 builds coming and you don't have switches. You and I need to team up because I have like no more builds incoming anytime soon, and I have tons of switches. Oh yeah, sorry Zeal. These were kind of hard to push into this particular PCB, and I didn't feel like wrestling with it and bending the plate in the process, so I clipped most of them. The ones for my stabilized keys and the keys that like could potentially be crooked, I left the legs on. So yeah, I left the legs on some of them just in case for all the ones that could potentially be crooked. Yeah, and this is one of those PS2 AVRGB PCBs. Well, how about this teal and brass combo though? Pretty neat. What switches am I using? Tealios, my man. They're part of the Zeal Round 7 group buy. You can go check those out right now on zealpc.net and join that group buy so you can get the group buy pricing for these switches. design PCBs better. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the better option. I actually haven't had to clip switch legs in a while. These are clipping in with a very satisfying noise that I'm incredibly happy with. I'm gonna let chat decide. Do I go normal caps lock or stepped caps lock? Normally I do stepped, but I will defer to chat because that's kind of fun too. Do I represent the normal caps lock life with this build? Alright, what's one for normal, one for stepped? Normal equals variety. I love variety. That's true. The rest of my boards basically have stepped. I just recently sold my Weave-In, which was like the only board that used normal caps lock and normal backspace. Wow, is this totally tied? Are we 2-2 right now? I will be using control there. Well, maybe, probably. I don't know. Step looks better. Oh, yeah, I mean... I will defer to you guys. I'm adaptable enough to be able to use either, so it's never a question of functionality. Oh! Come back, Tealios. I actually clipped one too many of these, now that I'm thinking about it. I should have left one for my up arrow? Is that what this is on a 65%? It's fine, I'll just have to take extra special care when soldering that one. Oh, actually, the plate holds that one a lot more steady than I've seen in other plates, thankfully. Nice save. Solution hot swap in both. That's... yeah, alright. I'm thinking I'll go with normal. I did leave 2 extra unclipped, but I wound up putting one in my escape. Yeah, I don't know why I put that in my escape. That was me being kind of silly, but it doesn't matter because this plate is actually pretty good about it. Yeah, and I used one of the extra for my my shift, my right shift. But it should be fine. It looks straight right now, and it's actually pretty darn steady in there. Okay, so my bottom row, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use a 7U spacebar, which means I will be using 2 1.5U mods on each side. Alright, do we have a definitive answer on the caps lock yet? I think it was pretty split, honestly. think I'm gonna go normal. It's 3 for stepped and 2 for normal. Well, you know what? Fighting the grain. I don't care. I'm going unstepped. Trigger all of you. I need to test my bottom row. Chat decides. Alright, I'll do stepped. Jesus. You guys are vicious. Not like it's terribly hard to change later anyways. Uh-oh. Do I have enough switches? Oh man, I have just enough switches to do this. No one bought bamboozle insurance. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm going stepped. See? This is stepped. Stepped 1, I'm going stepped. But don't worry, John, I'll probably change it later. Just for the hell of it. Oh, this is scary. Just enough switches for this. Shouldn't need any extra, but... Actually, I think I might have one more somewhere that I was just testing around. I don't even know where these go on this. Technically I have one more. I do. Well, I should have... should I just use that one for my spacebar for the hell of it? The one that you lubed. I could do that. I have that right somewhere. Right here. Oh well, I'll do that. I'll use the lube spacebar life. Yeah, Zeal sent me one lube switch just for kind of testing purposes to see how I should be lubing these particular switches. Because Zeal is a perfectionist and he likes to over-lube his switches too. Okay, hopefully I got these right. Okay, those look right. Not really sure where they go on this side though, so I'm going to sit here and guess. That seems like one of them, right? Yeah. Okay, that looks right. Hooray! There's a hair in my X60. I'm actually going to put, since this one still has the legs, I'm going to put that in here just for peace of mind, even though I don't really need it. And that means I have one Tealio actually, rather, left over. Right. It is very shiny. Now let me catch up on chat real quick. Sorry, I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of it. Use a mod switch for the spacebar? Oh man. Special switch. It's lubed with Zeal's special blend. Special blend. And even this little cute little applicator that he uses. Is there a difference between Zeal thick lube and like switch top tech keys thick lube? According to Zeal, there is. Zeal, from what I've been told, it's a slightly different blend. So this is like more specific to his store. According to him, it's better. I have no thoughts of it right now. Do you have any first thoughts on the lubed switch versus non-lubed? Kind of a hot take rather than a well-considered one. Well, I'm not unfamiliar with thick lube and thin lube and stock switches, so I mean it is about as smooth as it gets, but when you use thick lube on linears, there's a kind of a, I don't even know how to say it, like a special resistance that also comes with it. I want to say it makes the switch a little sluggish. I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. A lot of people like this feel. Zeal is a very big fan of this feel. I think it does feel good. I just normally tend to lean towards thinner blends because it gives it a more glidey effect. And like you can still get them smooth. It's just a different kind of feel. So it really comes down to preference, honestly. Neither is bad and neither is wrong. IMO. What is that pair of blue tools used to take the switches off the plate? I super need a pair. These are literally just like plastic prying tools from my iFixit kit, and it just so happens they're the right size and angle to just kind of get in there and easily pry up switches. These are really effective, honestly. The reason I like to use these over something like the tool that actually grips it and pulls it up is that those use metal, and I like plastic when I'm working with metal plates because I don't want to scratch the plate up. Alright, I'm caught up now. I got it for free, you gotta say it's nice? No, no. It's not true at all. In fact, I've gotten review samples of things in the past that I was very less than fond of. It'd be pretty disrespectful of me to the community to not be totally honest with the products that I got. I mean, if these Tealios sucked, I would say they sucked. I mean, it's like an upgraded Gateron linear. It's just like slightly better in every way, in my opinion. Do I think they're worth $1 a switch? No. Do I think they're worth 75 cents a switch? It's arguable. There's a lot of good switches on the market these days in terms of feel. So I think Tealios kind of have a little bit of competition right now, but I think they're one of, if not the best linear options, even though the price is a little higher than I'd personally like. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and scan through these and make sure all of these are in before I solder. I look down the rows to see if there's any kind of inconsistencies. That usually helps. It's like my PCB or plate is either slightly bent, so I'll have to just push down on that a little bit when I solder it. No big deal. Alright, I look good. Now I'm gonna go through and make sure I got all the pins through the through holes. Oh, I already see one that I bent. Oh, whatever. We'll swap this out. That one has a bent pin too. What the hell? Hashtag unlucky. Well, another one. Damn, I'm bad at this apparently. It's easier to do this now than it is after you already started soldering. Oh my gosh, another one. Apparently I just do a terrible job checking these. Oh, I bend so many switches? I don't know, man. I'm used to the kale pins that don't bend. Shots fired, perhaps? Actually, this is kind of blowing my mind. I don't think I've ever bent this many pins at a board before. Usually it's like one or two. But these Gataron pins, I don't know, man. They're so fragile. Yeah, you do pack the switches very well. I'm not saying you don't. That doesn't mean they still can't get bent. It can happen to any switches. Alright, now we look good. Alright, let me catch up on chat real quick, then I'll start soldering this. My giant ape strength, that's right. I think the 67 gram Tealios are better than the 60. I actually think the 65 gram are the worst of the 4 Tealios options. What is the HHKB board sitting there? This is the X60, the Nox Jerry X60. All aluminum case. I have a steel plate in this one, has a brass weight under there. This was a group I run a while ago. It just shipped not too long ago. Yeah, that's got GMK Honeywell on it, and I have Halo True switches in this one. Alright. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way and start soldering. I am kind of a heavy typist. I think the 65 gram Tealios are fine. I think they're good, but I tend to prefer the heavier weights or the lighter weights. 65 grams seems like an odd weight to me because you have 67. All right, wish me luck, boys. I'm actually gonna solder one of these middle switches first, just so I can kind of smooth out the curve that the bent PCB has. So I'll just push down on it while I do it. That way that'll lock that in place. Seattle meetup was crazy. So many people. Even Zeal was there. That's how popular we've become. And he told me how much of an awful person I was the entire time. Like, man, this Quakemz guy, like, he builds such crappy keyboards and has such awful taste, and he's so bad at Overwatch. Made me cry, like, the whole meetup was crazy. I don't think someone could be, like, that mean, honestly. Totally kidding, of course. Where am I? It's a free country. I see what you're saying. Yeah, my bad. I'll try to move it away a little bit. That's the noise, like, from, like, the actual fume extractor right there. So it just, like, sucks in air kind of viciously. I apologize for that. This won't take me that long to solder, so I do ask that you bear with it, if you wouldn't mind. I'll try to speed through this pretty quickly. Make me sound like a robot. Well, maybe that's a benefit. Maybe people hate the way I actually sound and they prefer me to sound like a robot. never hurt nobody. How often do I re-tin my iron? Yeah, like it's pretty good right now, honestly. I usually do it at the end of every session. Sometimes at the beginning as well. Closer, boys. The sweet top clack dollars to get a solder cam. Wow. I don't know how much money you guys think top clack makes, but I will assure you it's very, very little. What color case did I get? So it's kind of like a lighter, like matter silver, I guess. It was supposed to be like some special like colorway. Like it was supposed to be like some kind of white, but it just didn't turn out. So, oh well. It still looks good. Like I like silver cases because they go with more key sets. But, oh well, that's how it is. Almost done with this, guys. Sorry about the noise. I do believe I got all these keys. So I'm gonna turn off my fuel extractor here. Oh, J-Chan's here. Let's play Overwatch. Help me climb. Dude, I'm like kind of low ranked right now too. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and run a little key tester real quick. After I catch up on chat. Your brother built his first keyboard today? Oh man, he growing up. Oh, you gave him an M65? That's awesome. How could he make such a huge mistake on the M65 and how did the rest of chat miss it? It's a good question. Are you talking about split spacebar? You sure are. About to ban you from the chat, actually. How did the Tealios compare to inverse stem and Zeal housings? I have no idea. I've never tried it. Theoretically, the Tealios are better because the linear stem on the Pandas is actually pretty scratchy. That mirror polished plate. Hey, it's me, your brother. All right, I'm gonna open up a key tester just so I can go through and test these real quick. Alright, all the switches are registering. Yes, all the switches are registering. So that's good. We don't have to do any kind of additional solder work. Good stuff. Are there extra brass plates available? Yeah, these brass plates are legit. Too legit to quit. Alright guys, now we can actually move on to the more exciting part. Well, I know that brass plate's pretty exciting, but move on to the actual rest of the keyboard, let's see. Oh man, if you thought the plate was shiny, you need to check out this weight. I left it in the paper just because it's like outrageous. I don't even want to like get my fingerprints on it. Look at this. Look at how mirror this is. Hi webcam. Isn't that like freaking epic? For camera? Really? On my stream preview, it actually looks totally fine. Would you just look at it? I'm gonna move my X60 out of the way for the time being. Oh, it's kind of heavy. That way we can focus just on this. I might as well put the weight in first. I need to figure out what each one of these screws go to. I actually haven't looked at this mounting hardware yet, so I'm not entirely sure what each of these things go to. You can probably guess though. These probably go to the weight. Oh, I need a hex for this. This is 7U spacebar, sir. Pretty sure these go to the weight. Almost positive. Okay, looks like I might be right. That's a good start. Alright. There you go, look at that weight. I'm gonna assume these ones are for the plate. And these ones are for the outside. I'm sorry, am I blinding you? Those rubber feet are fantastic. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I could probably put those on in a minute. Man, all these better use the same hex. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, this one is different. Are you kidding me, J-Chan? Kidding me? Killing me. Kidding me, J-Chan? Rama? Is that Rama? Yeah, I guess Rama did design it, huh? Okay, what am I doing here? Let me remember how to do this real quick, hopefully. I don't remember how this goes in. I guess it would help if I lifted it up, huh? Okay. I really hope these are the right ones. Seems like they are. I don't want to blame Rama though, honestly. I'd rather blame J-Chan. You didn't realize the plate was top mounted? Sure is. Rama deserves to take some shit too. I was totally kidding, man. It's fine. I'm like totally kidding. I don't actually care. If that problem was something that actually bothered me, my life would be pretty sad. But instead, I'm here building a sweet high-end keyboard, streaming to 34 people. Damn it. This isn't like magnetizing. I have to like weave it into this corner. There we go. Alright. Got almost all these in. Looks like there is one extra of like every screw, which is cool. If I'm going to whine a little bit, I would like to see 2 extra of every screw, but that's just me whining. Okay, so then I got these longer ones. Rama is pretty perfect. Alright, which one does this use? Same one? Right. She was tough and critical, but also kind and generous. I think that's just like all Australians, right? That's how it works. All them Aussies. Okay. Why are there holes here? Are there actually holes in the feet? Oh, there are, kind of. These feet, I think, are different from the ones that I had on the prototype. But that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the prototype I had didn't have those holes there. It was just the line cut out. Alright, just putting these screws on the side here. The teal is very nice. Why is this one not screwing in? Oh, okay. That would make sense. Like this screw hole right here isn't lining up for me very well. Oh wait, might have finally got it. Alright, I just needed a little extra convincing. Alright, well theoretically we're all assembled here. That's what I'd like to believe. Maybe I put some keycaps on it now? What do you guys think? Clean the plate. Give me a microfiber. Oh wait, no, okay, I have one. Oh wait, here we go. Bam. Rama branded microfiber cloth. Actually works pretty well, unsurprisingly. Get all my stupid fingerprints off of it. It's hard to clean with the switches on it though. Alright, that's pretty good. Now wait 20 years for the patina to come in. Yeah, I don't know if it's sealed or not. Alright, that's good enough for me. What do I need to do now? Feet. Put these crazy feet on it. That's all the pieces. I'm too needy. Alrighty then. Let's see how this works. They are sticky. It looks like I could actually to peel off this tape. Trying to be careful not to touch this. Oh man, it's almost like it's not long enough. That's what she said, right? Yeah, what is this? Mine's not long enough. See this? What is this? Yo, J-Chan. What is this? What is this nonsense? I'm trying to push the buttons in. It's the entire strand isn't long enough. Oh, look at that. There's not even any extra. Yeah, I demand a full refund. Oh my god. Working from the outside in, but I already stuck it on. Let me try the other one, see what happens. Yeah. Don't worry, I might ban myself from future purposes if it's this bad. Sheesh. This level of quality control. Test it before removing first? Oh shit. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let me work it from one side to the other. Yeah, look at this. It's not long enough. What the hell? Am I supposed to, like, stretch it? I don't understand. This This one's like a little bit better, but it only goes in 2 of the 3. Dude, I'm trying to push in the nubs. I'm telling you, they won't light up. I'm not stupid, J-Chan. Like, I understand how it's supposed to work. I don't know, man. It just doesn't... They don't all line up for me. Dang. I don't know, maybe I'll just have to find some other feet. We'll have to make sure to watch Huey's build stream in a little bit and see if he has the same issue. You can reapply it. True. Well, I already stuck it on though. What do I do? Just use like more adhesive somehow? I think this one's actually working a little bit better now. I just gotta keep massaging it. I'll never get it off again? Oh, I can get it off again. These tabs aren't even going in the edge. Alright, that one's good enough. Now if I could just do that on this one. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I mostly got them. Okay, that's a little better. Sorry about the lens flare. That's a little bit better at least. Work it later. Well, I got it most of them. I got it good enough. This is acceptable for me. All right. I think we're on to keycaps, right? Is that happening? Let me just clean up a little bit of this stuff. Rip case scratch? No, it's not. You're high. Unusable. I haven't banned anyone in this chat yet, Zeal, but you're getting mighty close. JK. ILY. Unsub. Rup. You guys are funny. Alright, let me see. I think I want to use cyan, but let me see what other options I have available. Maybe we can put it to a little vote. Well, these are going to be the 3 options. I don't really want to use anything else that's in my drawer. So we got Hydro. This is Stormtrooper and Cyan. Yeah, Zeal, I know. So yeah, I'm leaning more towards Cyan, and then Stormtrooper, and then Hydro. What do you guys think? Well, vote 1 for Hydro, vote 2 for Stormtrooper, vote 3 for Cyan. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap, everyone wants Hydro? Oh my god. I was really expecting to use cyan here. I didn't reverse the number. 1, 2, 3. I think cyan looked dope too. Tell me more people are... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cyan to match the Tealios a little bit, you know? Can't even see the Tealios? Whatever, dude. 3. I'm starting to see a lot more 3s now. Okay, I'm liking where this is going. Alright. Alright, cyan it is. That was my first decision anyways. 5? Alright, you got it. This is number 5. Two card white max keys. I stole this from JChan, basically. I did let chat decide. There was lots of 3s. I think there was more 3s than 1s. 2 seem to not even really be in the running. Less cyan in the bag just to trigger Zio. Aesthetics, yo. What are these supposed to be? I don't use 65% like ever. I don't know what these are all supposed to be. Nor do I really care, to be totally honest, because I'll probably never use them. Home, page up, page down, end. Is that from top to bottom? Hopefully this set covers the right profiles. So wait, page up? Oh, that's the wrong profile for page up. Need a keyboard reference. I'm terrible at this. Where am I gonna put function? I don't know. Probably make it like one of these. Oh, whoa. There's two alts in an alt GR. I think I'll go with the slightly more symmetrical straight up alt. So many keys to dig through. Are Tealios the nicest linears? I don't know yet. This will be my first board with them. Feeling them from a single switch, I will tell you they are quite nice, yes. Oh wait, I found a... So wait... This is a row 3 though. Is that supposed to be page up? I think I'm just going to kind of fill it out and then not really care. I'm just going to fill it out with the right profile because I'm not going to really use those anyways. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll even use a row 1 GMK key there. How about that? That's how much I care. Okay, there's a... What? 65% are silly. I don't know how you guys do this. I'm going to put possible keys for that side just aside for now. But did I lick the brass plate? Yeah, I licked it. I did that on the top clock. There's a row 2 delete. We're 4 page down. Oh man. I guess that does work there. audio row 2. Delete, I guess. Whatever. See what my other options are. Do I be a rebel and I use the accent keys for that? I think that was kind of tacky though. I think this is good enough for me. Or does the GMK key look stupid? If that looks stupid, I'll change it to something else. Looks like I have a lot of options. Maybe like home. GMK Cyan, yes. Wouldn't my key walk look good on this board? Yeah, probably. And key walk looks good always, right? That's how it works. I'll leave the GMK key, because whatever. Should be home, page up, page down, end. I don't care. Straight up, don't care. I'm gonna, just because this upsets you, I'm leaving it. Unsub. I don't even have a subscriber button. Beat you to it, homie. Why not split backspace? Because I wanted to be different from how I normally do things. That's why. I know, I'm sorry. I've ruined everything ever. Zeal, maybe I'll swap it later. What'd you say? Should be home, up, down, end. Okay, I'll think about that later. Use that last switch to fix it? I could. But I'm gonna be normal on this one. No split back, but also no split space. That's right. I'm gonna pause it, and I'm gonna check to make sure my keys work again, because I'm kind of paranoid. But then I'll do a little typing demonstration, so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Alright. Just in case you guys care enough to how it sounds. What that? How smooth are they? They are very smooth. It actually almost feels like they're lubed a little bit. That's how smooth they are. They sound really nice in this too. When in doubt, pinky out. You know it, homie. My awkward typing style. When in doubt, pinky out. Sounds moist. Oof. That's interesting. I don't know why it sounds moist. The all Tealios come pre-lube. Well, there's probably a little bit of lube on the legs, but they feel like they're a little bit smoother beyond that. I will be lubing these, but I'm going to use them for a little bit first, just to kind of break them a little bit and get a good frame of reference. But they are very smooth. They're still a little wobbly, if I'm being totally honest here. Not as wobbly as your standard Gateron, but definitely still a little wobbly. I think I might add a little bit of lube to my spacebar though. Just a very slight touch of rattle. Alright. Thucky sounding spacebar. A little stocky. A little thucky. There's a very slight amount of rattle on this right side. Just gonna add a little bit of lube. Forgot to band-aid mod the stabs. I didn't forget. Chose not to. Because I have choice. Stop typing. Well, was it that bad? I mean, I do the band-aid mod sometimes. It's not that imperative to me. Let Amelie type. You can hear her typing in the background. It's a very clicky switch. These are crazy smooth though. It's kind of impressive actually. It's definitely a step beyond what you get normally from like Gateron yellows or blacks. Can you hear a comparison of linear box switch? Well, I can't. I could, but it would be totally pointless because the only thing I have linear box switches in right now is a Mech Mini, which it does feel good, but like it's an acrylic layered thing, and this is obviously an aluminum housing with a nylon bottom, so it's not going to be anywhere remotely representative to what the switches sound like. Can I compare with any linears? Well, oh yeah, that works. I was about to say I have my hammer here, which has lubed 68 gram Gateron yellows, but this also has SA caps, so that augments the sound quite a bit. But thankfully, I got Rachel's purple Fiel here, and this has lubed vintage blacks with GMK, so it'll be a bit more true to the actual comparison. Fake hammer, yeah, it is a hammer clone. Relax, dude, relax, man. Damn. Try the angles to get both of these. I have not tried any Krellbit lube switches. I don't know. Tell him to send me some. Hey, Dave. That's cool, man. Yeah, again, like Zeal said, this isn't quite as true as a comparison because this is tray mount and this is top mount, so totally different styles. But I'll do it anyways, just for the sake of anybody that cares. Yeah, so yeah, not entirely comparable. If you need to do sound tests, they need to be like on the same test bed, basically. This does look pretty nice, though. I like it with the cyan, and of course the Tealios feel quite nice too. Let's talk about Artisan today. Purple body with cyan head. That's Columbia. Yeah. It's probably like the most popular of all the colorways. Yeah, send samples over this way, please. Haha. Alright guys, I'm going to be taking off here pretty soon, so if you have any final questions or closing thoughts you want to share, please let me know now. I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Huey, Man of Interest, will be doing his M65 stream very soon. I think he's starting at midnight, potentially earlier. So I'm going to be hosting that stream once he starts that. But if you're bored and you want more content, then obviously I will be hanging out over there too, and you guys can all come and make fun of Huey with myself. Excuse me. Do you think you'll keep the M65-A long-term over other 60% boards? Yes. Yes, this board, I mean, I love the board, obviously, but like, one of the reasons I'll probably never get rid of it is just because it's a J-Chan X Rama collaboration, and I like to support and respect both of those fine gentlemen. So I'm all about that. I mean, plus it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the design. It's very, very, very nice. So I don't see myself ever getting rid of this, even though I don't particularly care for the 65%. But it's still quite good. If this was 60%, oh my god, please stop me. Sounds heavenly. It does sound quite nice. It'll sound a lot quieter when it's lubed though. Thanks for sharing your build. You are welcome. You are welcome. Yeah, I haven't actually heard from him, so I don't know exactly what time he's starting his stream, but he did tell me he was going to stream tonight at midnight Pacific time. So that's, about 40 minutes from now. Maybe he'll start a little bit earlier. But I will be hosting his stream, and I'm sure he'll be posting on Reddit and stuff. So if you want to watch more stuff and hang out with me, I'll be over in that stream for a while, probably all of it. Trying to bug Rob about the M60. Oh man, the only way I would ever get rid of this is if I got an X60 instead, I think, or as M60, sorry, because like just a little bit smaller. Disappointed I had to start so early. I'm sorry. But, I mean, Huey wanted to do a dual stream, but he was starting at midnight, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's rough on the US viewers. Full shot of the underglow in action. My camera's gonna completely butcher this, but I can try. It's less of like a projection on your desk and more of just like a glow. Just like the nylon just glows. It's really cool. I'm quite a fan. Hopefully it looks relatively good enough on stream. I don't even know if this is actually up at max brightness. I'm gonna go check though. Alright, well theoretically now it's at max brightness. Not really changed much of anything, but maybe a little bit brighter. Yeah, because now the camera's struggling to pick it up. So it's pretty subtle. It's not like in your face RGB. The bezels almost make it look wide as a TKL. I mean, not as wide as a TKL, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not also with 60%. Thank you for the build stream. You are welcome, my friend. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm about to head out any minute now, so any last minute questions, closing thoughts? Do a couple shout outs. Thank you to Zeal for sending me the Tealios. I definitely am enjoying these switches, and I will for a while. And I'll definitely try them lubed. But I was actually a little hesitant how they would turn out, because feeling a single switch is like nice, but it's not like super duper nice. It's not like incredible, but actually typing on it, it does feel better than I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. So big shout out to Zeal for that. If you want some of these switches, make sure to go to zealpc.net, and you can join the Round 7 group buy. These are the Tealios 67 gram linear. They're 75 cents each during the group buy pricing, so make sure you get on that if you want some of these. And shout out to J-Chan and Rama for the design. Loving the M65. Let's see what else I got. Shout out to myself because I'm awesome. Not a shout out to Huey because he played D&D instead of doing a dual build stream with me. You guys got to make sure to give Huey crap. Let's see what else. Yeah, some upcoming things. I got One Up Keyboards sent me a bag of these B-Soon Browns or B-Sun Browns. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They're like a newer tactile switch that's hitting the market. It is a brown switch, so it's not really. I mean, I've been pressing around with one of them, and it's not like a Zelio competitor, but it's actually kind of neat as far as brown switches go. But it's not like, this isn't obviously going to replace like your Zelios or even like your mod switches probably. Preview of the browns, so that's what I was doing. But the price, yeah, if these are like $1 a switch or even 75 cents a switch, I think that's a little bit of a fail. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're worth that much, though, personally. I think if you're looking for, like, a nice, smooth, tactile switch, it makes more sense to just pay 75 cents a switch for Zelios than this, in my opinion, so far. I haven't put these in a full board, so I have no full opinions quite yet, but that's just initial thought. They are more tactile than, let's say, like, a Gateron or Cherry MX Brown. So, I feel like that. It almost feels like an Ergo Clear, but like maybe the bump isn't quite as big. It's almost like a slightly subdued Ergo Clear. Side profile of the M65. Yeah, sure. Try to cover this light so it doesn't just blind the camera. But yeah, this is what the sides look like. That's the back. You can see the Rama branding there. Of course, the bottom with the weight. Front. Yeah, the way it screws down is actually quite nice. I'll try to take some nice pictures here pretty soon. I know it's kind of annoying to look at it on stream because the camera quality sucks. I mean, OneUp is a pretty big vendor in the community, all things considered. So, I mean, just like any business, they're trying to grow, you know. Whether it's right or wrong to charge $1 a switch for these or whatever they're going to be, that's what they're going to try to do. I don't know. So hopefully I'll get these on a board soon. I don't know what I'm going to put them in yet. I don't even have like any builds. I'll probably have to desolder and put these in a build, because otherwise I won't really have anything to put them in. Because I have more switches than I do keyboards. But anyways, I'll have some thoughts on these later. I'll probably put up a little review of the just like a mini review of the Tealios on Reddit in the near future before the group buy ends, so people can get my opinions on them before. Business depends on it. Can't sell things for cost to get ahead. Exactly. I'd like to see them at a lower price, but I guess we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll sell a ton of these at the price that he's listing. Wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong. You hear good things about them? Yeah, it's not bad. I wouldn't call them incredible. I mean, personally, from what I felt so far, I'd rather just use a Zelio. I'd rather just use a Zelio or an Ergo Clear. But I guess if I was looking only at brown switches, I'd probably pick this over an MX brown and maybe a Gateron brown. I'm curious to see how they are after lube. So I'll probably wind up lubing these two. Oh, one thing I did notice though, it's kind of a cool update, is if you're familiar with the Pandas, the B-Sun Pandas, you can't actually open them using the MK.com switch top removal tool, but these you can. So they must have adjusted the tops for that, because these can be opened with that. It's a little tight, but it can be done. Yeah, these are also a pretty sturdy switch, kind of just like Pandas, maybe a little bit wobblier, but not by much. So definitely a very stable switch, that's for sure. Are they scratchy like Pandas? There's a little bit of a scratch to them. I would say these are less scratchy than Pandas. You know, all brand new switches kind of have a little break-in period where after you use them daily for a couple weeks, they just feel smoother. That's just kind of how it works. So I'm expecting these to get a little bit better. But these aren't terribly scratchy, you know. They're not as bad as a Cherry MX switch in my opinion, but they're not as smooth as Gateron either. They didn't forget the lube on those, maybe? I don't know. I opened one up just to see if the top worked with the tool, but I didn't actually peek around too much in there because I wanted to start the stream. Yeah, you can't gauge it until you tap on a whole board. That's right. That's why those are not my final opinions. That's just initial thought, pressing one switch with a keycap, because I have another one here with a keycap that I've been pressing on. Hot take. Yeah, very preliminary initial opinions. Alright, I think I am going to take off here now, so thank you all for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Obviously we built an awesome board here. Very hyped about that. But yeah, dinner time. Holla. You're welcome. J-Chan. What? Build your 6 M65? Ha. Ha ha. I don't know about all that, but maybe. Am I getting something out of it? Do you have any spare aluminum bottoms? I wouldn't mind seeing how the aluminum bottom differs. I like the weight on this is fine too, but I'd be curious to see the aluminum bottom in action as well. Anyways, I will catch you guys later. I appreciate you watching, all 32 of you that are still here. And yeah, make sure to check out my live show Top Clack on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's twitch.tv/TopClack. And then Huey will be streaming his build soon. That will not be on the Top Clack channel though, as far as I'm aware. That's going to be on his personal channel, which is twitch.tv/manofinterests, just like his username. So I'm sure I'll post on Reddit, and I'll be hosting it too. So make sure you check out Huey and hang out with me over there, because I'll probably be drinking by then, so it'll be a lot more fun. Anyways, deuces, guys. If you have more questions for me, just hit me up on Reddit, of course, like always. And I will catch you next time.